2017, I discovered the Azores Islands. I mean Açores. You can't imagine what I found in this place. The ocean sets the rules around these islands. I lost myself in the blue, discovering the home of these magic creatures. And then I went to where the powerful cliffs step into the ocean, creating mystic waves, lost caves, and endless sea life. The powerful volcanic mountains hide beautiful lakes and uncharted caves. Tracks to explore by foot or hills to speed down with a bike. And anywhere you look, you see the ocean. That infinite, blue, clean, huge amount of water. Now I understand how vital the ocean is for life on Earth. Or should I say, life on ocean? After all, there is only 30% of dry land in the planet. 55% of the oxygen that we breathe comes from the ocean. It's also responsible for the global temperature regulation. It's the home of all the sea life that is now being threatened by pollution. And what about the water itself? Have you imagined life without water? That's right, there is no life. I've been living around the sea since I can remember, and kitesurfing the Portuguese Sea for the last 5 years. Each year, more and more plastic gets in the way. Since 2013, I've been raising awareness for the size of the Portuguese Sea and for the global problems that our ocean is facing.
The 2017 Kitesurf Odyssey was between the Azores Islands and mainland Portugal.
Last night, a lot of things to do. It's always the usual, but this time is a much bigger crossing, much bigger boat, much bigger crew at sea. This is the last one. I think the team is more solid and going on the same direction, which is very important.
Can't wait to be on the Atlantic. Yeah. That's it. Good night.
The time had come. The team was ready, and there was no turning back.
Oh, there's some wind here, huh?
Everything was set to go, except for the lack of wind to start the challenge.
8.5.
Even though it wasn't blowing enough to fly the kite, the riders followed their gut instincts and decided to go for it anyway.
Nice to meet you. To meet you too. Very good luck. Thank you very much.
Tudo ok? Não há vento, mas está tudo ok. Vamos esperar que venha bocadinho mais.
Vai vir.
Exatamente.
O atleta português de kitesurf
Francisco Lufinha quer desta vez chegar dos Açores ao continente.
O recordista mundial da maior viagem de kitesurf sem paragens.
Partilha a aventura com uma campeã alemã.
1500 km, prazo máximo de 10 dias.
Vamos por isso ao ponto de partida deste grande desafio desportivo.
Temos 7 pessoas a bordo, 4 marinheiros skippers, um médico, uma parceria com o Hospital da Luz, temos uma fisioterapeuta da saúde ao quadrado.
Formalities were done, goodbyes were said, and despite the lack of wind, the team started the launching procedures, relying on their faith that the wind would get strong enough to fly the kite and leave the island. This was a stressful moment. Would the start be a massive fail? Or would the light breeze be enough to get the kite airborne? With the kite in the air, the team of 9 was able to breathe once again and head out to sea. There it was. A single shot from the Navy marked the beginning of their long and epic journey. After some tense moments, the team was finally on their way, about to face 800 nautical miles of Atlantic Ocean.
is our greatest view. The wind is dropping all around us. It's much better when we have strong wind and the kite goes still. Here we have to be moving the bar all the time so that the kite moves and doesn't go in the water. We have wind again, much more wind. With the boat behind us. We're going to pass under the rainbow.
Despite being tricky, the start was a success. The light breeze allowed them to leave the island behind and cover some miles before the wind started to drop.
The worst happened, what we already expected. There's no wind, kite on the water. The island is still there, San Miguel. Clouds everywhere. How many knots of wind? 7.5 knots of wind. Requires some patience.
Estamos aqui sem vento, isto faz parte da Odisseia. Agradecemos imenso essa vossa atenção e ficamos aqui em Canal 9. Terminado.
Portuguese Navy controlling the area, just saying hello. Off they go on their mission. Good luck at sea. We keep waiting for the wind. Somebody, when Anke needs to be warned like 1 hour before changing. I will forget that. I will say, okay, change.
With the kite on the water, Francisco was always focusing on the tension in the lines, and each time they pulled a little more, he would try to put the kite back into the air. Just before nightfall, a stronger breeze allowed him to get the kite up, raising hopes of finally sailing away from the island of San Miguel. The plan was to always have one kitesurfer on the water, switching every 8 hours, allowing the other rider to sleep for around 6 hours before going back in the water. At this moment, Anke was already planning her first night shift. But the forecast was right, and the wind dropped completely less than 1 hour later.
We need to pass the VHF from Francisco's backpack to Anke's backpack.
Yeah.
And the electronic very
Yeah.
I have the help.
2 or 3 times, yeah.
Goodbye. Okay.
It's red, Anke.
Okay. Guys, here I'm making fun of you too, okay?
You look like a nice
pair. You
pair.
look like two lovebirds.
Two lovebirds. Dressed the same.
Dressed the same.
In the middle of the ocean, on the paddleboard.
With the lights of San Miguel in the background, Anke spent the whole night standing on a paddleboard, drifting around with the currents, trying to keep her body warm.
Yeah. Well, perfect.
It's here and she's listening to everything. We just passing a little bit of rain. All the night was Okay, it was a lot of rain. Right now we have 1.8 of true wind speed. Okay, Anke, we have news. Changing the night shift. Right now it's 0.8 knots.
Wow. I think this is the least we had.
Yes, we beat the record of last wind.
She's surprised.
No. Hola. To Dubai?
How was the night?
Pretty much the same what happens out there now for the last 10 hours. 10 hours exactly.
Well, what was the strategy to keep sane alone out there?
Who says I'm still sane? We talked about Portuguese history. We sang songs. And what else? And I learned a bit Portuguese. Kia ora sao. But we did find a bit of rubbish on the way, which is sad in a way. But yeah, that's what we're trying to do as well. Picking up as much as possible on the way, and maybe people don't throw plastic in the ocean, recycle, and try not to use plastic at all.
Zero wind.
Despite the light wind forecast for the first day, Lufinha had risked starting the challenge anyway, to take advantage of the full moon and meet the team deadline to be back on land. And because forecasts are never very reliable near these islands.
So, what is lunch today? It's the Portuguese joe mackerel. Yummy. TV ad.
10 nós.
É o contrário, Lufinha.
A little bit frustrating, but nothing that we weren't prepared for. 20 hours, 20. A few more to go. The island São Miguel is still over there, and I'm chatting with the team back at land. The wind is shifting direction. Now it's southwest. Before it was north, then it was east, so 360. 5 knots, 0 knots, 10 knots. It was the first time, half an hour ago, and now it's already at 6 again. Well lived, Azorian style.
This challenge was so long that one day floating without wind was no big drama, especially because they still had a good enough mobile phone signal to speak with the team ashore. The team's anxiousness for wind was getting greater and greater as night was drawing in, and they were still drifting around in circles.
Hola, tudo bem? How's it going with this moonlight? Incredible, huh? Dantes was telling me that maybe at 6 a.m. it will pick up. Let's hope it picks up. Let's see if you can get some dolphins again tonight. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna rest for a while, okay? I'll leave you with Dantes. Ciao! It's day 4 in the morning. Anke was here all night. Finally I slept. I'm really in a better state of eyes and even spirit. I drank a coffee this morning, so boom.
Finally some wind picked up, and despite being a headwind, Francisco had a special hydrofoil board that allowed him to ride further into the wind.
Queres alguma coisa para comer? Alguma merda ou não? com a barra, a gente então consegues-te aproximar aqui para recolher na mão.
Just a little bit of wind and not flying over the water. Now there's wind, then the forecast changed. That's why this is a challenging, that's why we have to deal with it and find a solution. And we will find this solution. Yes, we will. It's never as we want.
A few weeks before the start, Lufinha developed a strange condition where his airways would get blocked every time he came into contact with salt water. After a hospital analysis and clearance, he decided to go anyway.
This was a problem. This was a big problem. I had a little trouble back there with the air coming in, but just a thing I have to be more careful with the salt coming in. I have a slight problem on the throat, but it will work.
Nós começar a andar a cair mais.
Está sempre alguém a olhar para ele.
Estrelas e meio. Eu tenho estado muito certinho o vento, sempre de 80.
We're heading straight into the winds, which is not the best option, but for now it's a perfect option because that means there is wind. Hola, Pico. Tudo bem?
What's happening, Anke?
We're gonna switch the kite because the wind is increasing. So yeah, it's overpowered basically. Just double checking the line.
After 4 days of zero wind, or at best light breeze, the wind was now gaining the strength they needed. But instead of northerly, it was still blowing from the east, exactly the direction in which they were heading.
Essas são as linhas só. Vê as linhas.
Okay.
Yeah? Going there? Yeah, go right.
Lufinha changed to a smaller kite, down from a 12 to 9 square meters, to gain more control, reduce the angle of the wind, and head in a more northerly direction.
Very excited. Finally riding.
Now it was time for Anke to cover some miles, and for Lufinha to get some rest.
I just lost my soon-to watch, the Spartan that was recording everything. I'm a bit frustrated about that, but we still have Anke's watch.
Kitesurfing against the wind, also known as riding upwind, is a lot more physical because you have to push against the board, pull on the kite lines even harder, and all this at lower speeds. Besides the extra muscle demand, they had to keep tacking left and right of the wind to stay on course.
Yeah, baby! Flying in the middle of the Atlantic. It will be a little bit difficult to fly this baby at night without crashing a lot. As you can see, that black wing over there, that's the only thing that is touching the water for now. Alright, good night!
Está na água! Está na água! Embora, ninja!
Agora é ver qual é o rumo já, é?
Ok, mas agora descontrai que a gente já subiu para norte.
Tá bem.
para trás! Atrás! Mais para trás! Mais aqui, mais para trás, mais para trás! Boa!
Força 20 graus. Tá? Tá. Força.
Lufinha used the hydrofoil to get more latitude during the afternoon. At night, the wind increased to 20 knots, allowing for a good angle with the wooden board. As the wind was getting lighter and Anke's shift was about to start, they took a chance on switching kites while changing riders to avoid taking down the sails and stopping the boat twice.
Turn the light on, which light?
With the sails back up, it was Anke's turn to kitesurf in the dark, while Lufinha allowed his knees and eyes to recover, ready for hydrofoiling the next day. The fourth night at sea was not that great, because the wind and swell direction kept pushing the team southeast instead of northeast, like they wanted.
Estamos ao largo.
Estamos a ir para tipo Cabo Verde. Pá, porque ela está muito longe, tivemos que nos aproximar dela.
Se tu entrares agora à 1, trocam às 7 e 10 do lado do dia e depois trocam só uma vez à 1 da manhã.
Estou habituados a fazer 24 horas, 40 horas e não assim 8 horas parar 8, 8 horas parar 8. E isso é um grande desafio, tanto para mim como para eles.
If you have this constant wind shift, you don't drink enough, you don't eat enough, and this is when the body gets tired, and this is when your mind gets tired, and this is when you get frustrated, and yeah, so stable winds and we're all good. I'm tired now.
Obrigado. Até amanhã. So basically we're very close to the center of the Azores high pressure. Saturday the wind should increase to 50 knots. You know, the days are passing. It's really exhausting for all of us, particularly the riders that are on the water all the time with the sun on their face. They cannot rest, they dehydrate. So it's difficult to recover.
Some water is leaking on the compartment of the generator, so now we are trying to see where the water comes from and then solve that, but for the moment we are cleaning the water and putting the generator to work, and we were able to make approximately 100 liters of water. We need to make at least 100 more for the next days. We will have to restrict the use of water a lot if we don't have it. Well, about the things that, the mood of the crew with the things that break, I think it's okay because everybody here takes care of its issues and tries to solve it without annoying others.
We can see all the work we did going around the eye, but unfortunately the eye went south and caught us. So right now we have to wait for this eye to pass through us so we can have again the wind we need to fly the kites. There is nothing we can do right now, we just have to be patient, enjoy the nature.
E quando houver comida, o pessoal está a rir-se, pá. Quando houver comida, até lá está tudo fino. Hoje para animar o pessoal, aqui uns bifinhos. Só chato não haver vento, o resto faz parte, para quem anda no mar sabe que isto acontece, não é nenhuma novidade. Venha vento, venha vento.
Although this stopping and going, it's very, very hard for them. We're supposed to do 6 hours each, and they are not doing it. It's very, very inconstant, and that's not good for them. Let's see how they handle it.
No wind again. In terms of pain, it's the eyes. Have a look. Maybe they're better. You tell me. Are they good?
107 páginas. One, two, bandeira. Nada para ver, o cara. Bandeira. É perigas, Miguel, saca lá aí. Epá, chama aí o navio, pá. Mayday. Não temos nem gin nem rum a bordo. Agora sim.
I think, of course, it's frustrating. It's especially frustrating for the team and getting on and off. The thing is, with my bad stomach at the moment, I don't know where it comes from. That's the first issue. So we're trying to figure that out. And obviously that drains a lot of energy. It's just a matter of keeping the energy level up, and that makes obviously the part a bit harder.
0,25, 12,7. Pessoal, temos vento. Bora levar. Bora, largada.
Despite being tired, the team was still in good spirits. After one more day stopped and with no breeze, the night brought a bit of wind and hope to everyone.
Yes, it's ready to go. Careful. Don't forget to put the lid. Bora. Let's go, Anke! German sausage!
Now Anke is on the water with her race board in the 14 meters. The wind is playing us, really. It's 8 knots, 9 knots, 10 knots, going upwind, all the way mainland. It's incredible.
Navegação, chamada geral da navegação, daqui veleiro Lufinha. Alguém à escuta neste canal? Alguém à escuta? Anybody listening?
Se poderiam vir ao nosso encontro. Escuto. Qual é o destino? Ele saiu de Ponta Delgada, é isso?
Afirmativo! Vem connosco para Lisboa!
Espetacular! É um prazer ouvir-vos assim. Até já e muito obrigado. Terminado.
Até já, Lufinha. Continuação de bom vento.
Obrigado, terminado.
These connections.
I think in 2 hours Francisco will be able to go on that boat and head to Lisbon and go on time to his work.
Agora, os 7 dias são 3.
Essa é que é a pergunta.
6, vamos descansando. 0, 2,
este está 2, está um e está o outro aqui a descansar e vamos trocando e pá, e quando é manobra estamos os 3 lá em cima.
Acho que já se tem feito isto também, portanto.
The 4 skippers had a problem. With one skipper feeling sick and the other about to leave on a ship, they would have a lot of work ahead during a still unknown number of days in the open ocean.
Capa, nós trocamos por 2 cervejas alemãs que a nossa atleta alemã tinha para beber à chegada e já ofereceu à tripulação do Monte Brasil. É tudo o que temos, mas é com muito carinho.
Unfortunately, I'll have to leave the adventure. I'll be on board a container ship, a merchant ship that is sailing from the Azores to Lisbon.
I just need a bit of fresh water. Any questions?
Vai buscar essa mangueira, tira o nó e abre.
Oh, it's nice to have eyes again. Flippin' heck.
Flying over the water again. It was a tough call. Francisco had to go. Maybe we had to abort. But then I remembered this partner of ours, Transisolar. They have their ships covering the Portuguese Sea all the time. And we just called them and it worked. Well, this is a thing you don't do every day. Monte Brazil! Exactly the same cargo that brought our support boat in 2015 from Madeira.
Vai, 1, 2, 3, bora! Vai, dá com gol. 3, 2, 1, sai!
We are opening up the bag that came from Transisolar ship. Homens de coragem, abraço de toda a tripulação. Captain Oliveira Santos, he says, men of courage, thanks and many thanks. I can tell you what this is because it's cool and I'm opening like Christmas gift.
Brave man!
Island cheese, Miguel! Island cheese, tomatoes and apple. We will have more fresh food for our trip. Island cheese, Anke! Woo! Yeah, the best cheese in Portugal. Come on, guys! In the world!
Lufinha had promised Lobato that he would be ashore before the 11th, but with the lack of wind and their current progress, that wasn't going to happen. Under the pressure of turning back and risking jeopardizing the whole challenge, Lufinha thought that it would be much better to get Lobato out of the boat instead of going back. Challenges in the middle of the ocean are very risky, because when it gets complicated, you are on your own. In an emergency, the fastest way to be rescued and get hospital assistance is via one of the 751 Squadron helicopters. The team had done training to understand the procedures of what to expect in the event of having to evacuate someone or abandon the support boat in the middle of the Atlantic. These guys, together with the Navy, are always alert and are the best chance of survival that any sailor can get. However, Lobato was not a victim, so a rescue was not an option. The team was very lucky to find a ship with a captain who was following their course and willing to give him a ride.
That's a wind. It goes really fast, especially upwind.
After Lufinha's full-day hydrofoiling at a good pace and gaining latitude, Anke was now going for the night shift.
Calma, pessoal, calma. We are in a good heading. We're heading north of Portuguese mainland, which is really good.
Pointing to Galiza. So we are not even pointing to Portugal, which is a perfect heading. Up and slow a little bit, you're getting too fast. Nice. Okay, start going again. Very nice.
Just switching now with Anke.
After so many days stopped because of the wind, they had missed a chance to take advantage of the moonlight during most of the night, which forced them to kitesurf blind, guessing where the waves were coming from and running a much greater risk of something going wrong.
Not much visibility, but we're going there, eh? Good wind at least.
Taking a sleep a bit.
It's a first time I rode in complete darkness. It's pretty cool. It was very good guidance of Thiago. We worked very well together. Like, he pushed me upwind a lot and told me when to accelerate. No, it worked all really good.
Finally, things were looking up. The wind was stronger and shifting more to the north. Anke was really in tune with the boat and covered about 40 nautical miles during the night, while also gaining latitude. Now it was time for Lufinha to continue the good work.
The sun is rising out over there. Perfect night tonight. We're able to keep our heading north. So we're now pointed to the north of Portugal mainland. It's raining, but it's also good. It's good because it takes the salt out of the skin. Just look at the size of that cloud over there.
Durante a noite tivemos uma ponta de 30 nós, com uma passagem de uma nuvem, mas tudo ok. Neptuno é amigo.
Cai-te no ar, Miguel. Pode ir ao rumo.
Está-se a movimentar para cá, era isto que o Bato ainda a falar.
O drama é que de Lisboa para cima não há vento. Nos próximos dias. Outra coisa é que ele diz que isto está a mudar a cada 12 horas por causa dos furacões dos Estados Unidos. Estão a lixar tudo, o que é bom para nós. Portanto, este cenário não vai acontecer.
But the wind shifted again to northeast, forcing them to drift south towards Africa.
It was actually really, really nice. The only very frustrating thing is that we are losing quite a bit of an angle because the wind is playing tricks with us. So it's just a continuous upwind fight as from the beginning.
Tínhamos tudo para ser felizes. Viram? Parece fácil, mas não tem nada de fácil.
I confess that I'm a bit tired of going against the wind. With this northeast wind, we still don't know if we can reach mainland, even Sagres on the south. I'm trying to foil as much as possible until it's night. Because at night time I cannot see these small waves, so I'll be crashing all the time. Can you guys see anything? I see something, but it's not much. Very soon there will be absolutely
With the wind direction varying between 10 and 80 degrees, Anke did the night shift again, and Lufinha was back at dawn to hydrofoil and get further north.
Sai daqui, fast. Estamos com 16 nós.4 e o vento está a 359, estamos com vento norte. O rumo estamos com 0,90, temos que pôr para aí 70, não? 60, mete 60. Então vamos subir as velas, depois já falo contigo, ok? Até já.
And a morning crash, just to wake up. I just changed with Anke. She did an amazing night, keeping the course, covering 30 miles with rain and no wind.
Bergsalami fürs Bergfest. Bergfest is when you climb the top of the hill. Now you're slowly walking down. So fingers crossed this is Bergfest.
Mas daqui a 20 minutos são 11 horas de quarto. Para pôr a noite a andar. Olha, já cheira a terra não? 296 milhas?
Já, estou cheio de pó na cara.
O quê?
Estou cheio de pó na cara.
Está cheio de pó na cara, pois é, já cheira a terra. Tínhamos mais 2 more nights like this one, only. E ela disse, easy. We are all so much
Fatigued
and we are so tired that now we start making mistakes. So now it's time to be careful. Actually.
Estamos aqui a oscilar entre Aveiro e Porto. Estou-te a perder, não consigo falar contigo. Nunca pensei que fosse o sucesso desta viagem. Vá, não tenhas dúvida.
Não tenho dúvida nenhuma. Estamos na Mauritânia agora, a apontar a Cabo Verde.
A gente não tem trazido aquilo, esquece, não tínhamos conseguido fazer isto. É que não tínhamos conseguido fazer isso.
Hydrofoiling with waves was impossible during the night, but with daylight, it was their secret weapon, since it was their only way to make progress against the wind, and to go fast, even with very light wind. This is why this adventure was such an odyssey. They never knew what the weather would be doing, and even if everything was right, that didn't mean they would reach their goal. Without the foil to gain latitude during the day, they couldn't even have made the south of Portugal.
After the clouds, here comes the sun. Sunny night. We're moving towards mainland, 090. Not enough latitude yet to get to Lisbon, to Oeiras. But let's see what happens.
Tirando bosta.
Olha, tudo solto.
Olha, já está cheio de água lá dentro?
Está tudo fã.
The hydrofoil is broken. We've used it so many hours that it couldn't handle the pressure. So it's all broken. It was our strategy was to use the hydrofoil during the day with less wind to get some angle, and it's over. Let's try new boards, other kites, and the solution. Another time. Again, one after the other.
Pá, agora está a correr bem, hein? Já estamos a fazer 100. 12 nós. Vamos embora, Lufinha. Vamos embora, Lufinha.
There's a risk that we cannot make it to the south of Portugal even. How is this possible? It's always like this, everything against us.
It looked like some special force was preventing them from reaching the mainland. To make matters worse, the whole team was struck down with a stomach virus and on medication, leaving them all much weaker.
I hope we arrive Wednesday. There's not much left that can happen to us, so I think we'll meet the deadline. He had all the menu. Ciao.
Coming home. Ok, para agora o barco.
Anke became expert at kitesurfing at night and proved how tough she was. Although it might have cost her a little of her sanity.
I wear my sunglasses at night so I can watch.
Great.
Well, who wears sunglasses kitesurfing at night?
Well, who kitesurfs all night?
90% of the time I couldn't see anything. Soon we will be home! Yay! Sorry. Yeah, fingers crossed the wind stays with us.
Things are starting to collapse even more. Manuel Dantes is at this moment with serum, big trouble. He's in serious pain. So we need to get there fast.
6-8, estamos com o Bruno de Aveiro. O True Direction estamos 0,14. Estamos a fazer 8,5 nós de velocidade.
This was by far the roughest night we had of all. I am exhausted, and Lieke had been bad also. Now Manuel is on a serum, he'll throw up. We are pretty much down with this little bug that's around the crew. Me and Miguel, which was keeping the boat, we had a bad communication issue, so the kite ended up on the propeller. Miguel, that is probably the most experienced diver in Portugal, picked up a knife and went 40 minutes down the water to take the kite out of the propeller.
Levava frequentemente com a popa do barco na cabeça, daí ter levado o capacete. Houve ali uma parte perigosa, enquanto o hélice esteve aberto, tive muitas vezes o hélice perto da cara, isso sim, isso foi a parte mais assustadora.
A pior noite até agora. Fiquei cheio de dores de estômago, diarreia e vómitos, que é o ideal para estar no mar. Agora já estou melhor, passei a noite a soro, não conseguia ter nada no estômago, foi a primeira vez que me aconteceu, nunca me tinha acontecido uma coisa assim.
Oh yes, we will do it! Oh yeah, baby!
Almost there. Not very good in terms of hands. It's only one day more, we hope. And we're done. Mouth is not good as well.
We're riding on the last leg. We continue like that. Tomorrow will be arrival day. Woo-hoo!
Despite Dantas's undiagnosed illness, the mood was upbeat because the wind was blowing strong from north, allowing them to go faster and head straight to Oeiras.
It's gonna end tomorrow, finally. It has been a great effort for everybody, and it's time to finish it. We are all eager to finish.
Pessoal, acabamos de baixar das 100 milhas. Take it up!
Down for 100 miles. Woo! Yeah, one stretch.
It's 9 p.m. I've just changed with Anke. I'm gonna do the night shift, the last night.
Estamos a cerca de 22 milhas do canal Norte-Sul, vendo aqui no plotter está cheio de navios. Sabemos se ele cair o tempo que a gente vai levar para conseguir recuperar e isso pode ser fatal.
Último turno.
Let's do this with the knees. Do you want high knees? Yes, please.
Go downwind! Kitesurf, flying high, come on!
Very happy.
Our goal is there.
We are missing less than 50 miles. 49.9.
Exactly.
To the finish.
And we're gonna make it all the way to...
What?
And we're gonna make it all the way to where we want to go, right?
Of course we are.
Quase 20 milhas para chegar. Está cheira mesmo.
And I remember suddenly I saw these hills appear on the horizon. I was like, mainland! I don't know. I tried to connect to the boat, and I think Diogo, the doctor, was on. I was like, there's mainland! I was like, no, where do you see mainland? I was like, there's mainland, come out. And he came out of the helm, like, whoa!
We will arrive today.
Escorted by a family of dolphins, the team sighted land again. They were first spotted by a Portuguese Navy ship while heading to Oeiras Marina, where they were welcomed by local boats and a big crowd.
Anke Brandt und der Portugiese Francisco Lufinha haben einen neuen Weltrekord im Kitesurfen aufgestellt. Die beiden Surfer starteten von der Insel São Miguel auf den Azoren und erreichten nach 1646 Kilometern Oeiras in Portugal
So many dreams, so much planning, so much courage and camaraderie. The team had made it. They reached their goal. 900 nautical miles in relay. A new world record.
Definitely reached our limits, and I'm so happy we made it. Thank you. I'm so proud of you both. Thank you.
Nós efetivamente viemos por fora. Olha o tempo que isto demora a arriscar. Long way, Anke. E é por isso que eu faço isto, tenho esta paixão pelo mar. If it was not for you, we would not be able to be here. So, thank you very much.
After 5 years, tense odysseys and world records, Lufinha's dream to connect Portugal kitesurfing was achieved. This was the last of 4 extreme crossings within the vast and powerful Portuguese Sea.
Há que ter fé na coisa. Há que ter fé e continuar.
One more night.
Come on, come on, come on.
Two whales visit us.
Queres ver um rap no leio, não?
Ah, let's go, let's go.
Okay, how are we gonna do this?
Yes. Avante! Avante! O gajo devia estar a puxar tudo isto.
Hallo vom Ozean! Endlich fahren wir! Diesmal nicht Stillstand!
I wonder how long it takes until he guesses what it is. What? I should move in here? No, enough. Taking the fish out of the bucket.
Pilot fish.
I'm not going to do that. I'm with the fluke.
Bye-bye, Pico. Bye-bye. I thought the Odyssey was bad. Hey, Free Willy.
Eu nunca vou relaxar aqui.